What is up, y'all? It's your girl Ariel Coverage here for Video Vixen Visuals, and I'm here with one of my favorite Southern motherfucking queens, one of the real big shit talker.
Yes, big on that. Big on that.
Another wonderful, beautiful Little Mermaid. Well, Big Mermaid. Fuck that, Big Mermaid.
Right.
I'm here with the Blk Mermaiiid. What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Singer, MC, poet, mind reader of sorts. She'll get in your motherfucking mind. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm blessed to be here. How are you?
I'm great. So tell the people a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you? Where did you get the name Blk Mermaiiid from?
All right. I am Blk Mermaiiid with 3 eyes. My name is Ariel. So it's just kind of a play on that. Blk Mermaiiid. The black comes from me being everything pro-black. So black family, black love, black unity, black community, all of those things.
Love that.
Is who I am. And then the 3 eyes, just symbolizing your third eye, because I'm a very spiritual person. So I believe that that's the eye that you should be operating in versus your physical eyes. So that's where I am with that.
Okay, you see, we already seeing with our third eyes, because I was just about to ask you about the 3 eyes, because I feel like a lot of people pretend to be conscious, but people don't know the work it takes to actually be conscious. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fake woke. There's a difference between being a hotep and being a person who actually does the shadow work and inner work.
Exactly.
That it takes.
Most definitely. And that's the hardest part.
And so you spoke about that a little bit on the project. I feel like that came out in songs. You were talking a lot of shit on the project, and it might have sounded surface level, but like you telling these motherfuckers to look inward. Mm-hmm. What kind of state were you in when you made Off Kilter?
Well, first of all, it took a few years to put the project together, so it's a lot of different mental states. But yeah, I would say overall, it is just a representation of how fed up I guess I've become with some of the things, the decisions that we make. As a community, as women, as black men, that kind of leave us in certain situations, and then we blame those situations on other things. When yes, we are oppressed, yes, we know that, but some of the decisions we make don't help us. So it's an expression of just my raw, authentic take of some places that we fucking up in.
Real shit. Yeah. Accountability is key.
Most definitely.
Like each one teach one.
Right, and everybody can't be taught. That's another thing. Some people gonna be left in the dust. So that's something that you have to learn, or that I'm in the process of learning as well with discernment. So that's also a heavy part about being conscious or looking inward, is having to let some of those things, people's habits, that type shit go to really get to your next level. So.
I think that's one of the most difficult lessons that anybody that actually cares can learn. Is like, damn, I can't save everybody.
Yeah.
That's extremely, that's one of the most painful things to actually learn.
Right. Right. One of the things that I have learned, or that I'm actually still processing, I recently had a conversation with 1/3 of Fly My Nation over there, both of them over there.
Ooh, shut up.
Shout out Fly My Nation. But I was having a conversation about, I don't know if I'm an empath. Like, we throw that word around a lot, being able to feel. And I do feel like I can pick up on feelings. I can see or read you. But in regards to just the level of empathy that I have for others, as you can see, I'm talking hella shit, but I mean every word of it from the bottom of my heart. How empathetic would that make me? You know what I'm saying? Because am I putting myself in that dumbass place? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some shadow work that I'm doing myself before I go out and call myself an empath. Like, what level of empathy am I showing other people?
But you're definitely sympathetic, because you're like, I want you to get out of this place, so I'm telling your ass to wake up.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of tough love.
Absolutely. I'm all about tough love.
So how would you describe yourself as an artist, with that being said? So you're definitely, you know what I'm saying, a Southern artist, a female artist, obviously. But how would you describe your style? How would you describe the process in which you make music, and how that is the same and different from other people?
Well, one of the things is I wouldn't necessarily put a description to myself because I can go into so many different places.
Real.
I'm big on compartmentalizing everything in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I can even do that within my art. Like I can rap, you know what I'm saying? I can sing, I can do the poetic thing. So I don't necessarily fit one box. And I'm kind of doing that on purpose because I'm multi-layered human. So of course that's going to show in my art. In regards to my process, it just kind of depends on where I am mentally, because for me, writing is, I'm an author as well, side note. So I'm an author, published author. So writing has always been my biggest form of expression. And so it's always easy for me to write exactly how I'm feeling, exactly what I'm thinking. And then now just tapping more into putting that into a delivery, into cadences, into rhythms. And so my process is honestly doing more of the shadow work that we were just speaking on, and then expressing that artistically, I guess I would say.
That was deep. There's so many. I had questions and I had a way I wanted to ask these questions, but baby, I have to circle back to one of the questions I asked before.
All right.
So, in doing that shadow work, and then there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack. Let's start here.
All right.
So, you work in the field of mental health, behavioral health, right? Can you tell the folks a little bit more about that and how that affects your creative process?
Absolutely. I work in the field of counseling, and it comes a lot with taking on other people's problems. Something that I again, we go back to the empathic thing. Like, am I empath? Obviously, to some degree, I am, but it's like it deals with a lot of taking other people's things on, and so I'm putting myself somewhat in that place or that mental state. And then I'm solution based. So my rap is my solution to whatever it is that has been placed on me, whether that's through the people that I'm counseling in my personal life, whether it's the people I'm counseling in my 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on, of course, the person, but at the end of the day, the expression is because of some shit that's been put on me that I got to release.
That's real. So. That's real. So when did you know the things about yourself, like on your journey? When did you know that you were an author? Then when did you know that you were a writer and a poet, like someone that could put it to music? And then when did you know that you were a counselor? Okay. Like, I know these are 3 different journeys, so that's like 3 different revelations.
Author, I've been an author, honestly, since I was 11. And I wrote my first poem at 11, and I considered myself an author at that point, because I started speaking, like doing different conferences when I was very young.
Young boss.
Yeah, very, very young. So,
child prodigy.
So that's, so in regards to the authorial side, I knew that very, very young. Same with the poet, because it started as poetry only. Then it started to become short stories, so on and so forth, until I am where I am now. So, that all my life. Now putting that on a mic happened in 2020. So pretty recently, I would say. And that was just the raps. So I've always been a singer as well. I started singing when I was 2. I attended Spelman College, so I was in the Glee Club for 4 years.
Okay, shout out AUC.
Yes, AUC. So I was in the Glee Club for 4 years. So that's professional training in and of itself. You're traveling the world. So I was used to doing that, more of a background even, I would say. You know what I mean? But really stepping into my own. One, I haven't fully done that, but that's the journey. But I started this part of my journey in regards to the rap or the MC in 2020. So that's when I would honestly say I started to recognize myself as an artist last year. It took a minute.
Damn, that's deep. So what changed in 2020 that made you realize that you could rap? And what made you start calling yourself an artist?
Okay. The only thing that changed is I had the time to do it.
Real shit.
Real shit. I had time. Like everything was shut down in 2020. So it was like, what am I gonna do to not be idle? Because I don't believe in being idle. You know what I mean? And idle hands is the devil's playground. So I got to tap into something creatively. I'm already writing books. I'm already writing books for other people and editing and all this. Right. So it's like I want more. You know. So it's like what now? And then I started to. I mean, I was surrounded by Fly My Nation. I wasn't a part of Fly My Nation just yet, but I was around them a lot. And so really tapping into their art kind of pushed me to like give it a try. So when I gave it a try, I'm like, it's all right. And then Franco was the one that was like, nah, it's raw talent. Like, we finna tap into this. And so it was even then, at that point, I was more so being pushed than me wanting to necessarily do it. Because I still want to be the writer. Like, I ain't got to be in the front. You know what I mean? But with me writing it, it's also nobody going through it to deliver it the way that I do. So I got to get on the mic. And that's how that happened.
That's really dope that you put it like that, because it's so important to be around people that recognize your talent and harness it and give you the support that you need. And it kind of speaks to the name of the group, Fly My Nation.
Absolutely.
And the explanation that you all gave me behind the reasoning for that name. When I interviewed Fly My Nation, you can see the little link. I'll drop right somewhere in there. So that's a really beautiful thing. Like, that collective consciousness is so important, to surround yourself by other people that are inspired by the same things you are and ready to work. Like, most importantly, some people can be like, yeah, I'm inspired. Okay. And it never happens. But when you have people that just allow those creative juices to flow, and you nurture each other in an environment, is like one of the most fulfilling things in life. That's so dope. So being an MC from Memphis. So I'm from about like an hour and a half north of Memphis, this town called Sykeston. It's a very intriguing part of the country, because I feel like right now they only know us for Sexy Red and Glorilla. And I love both of them, but it's like we are multifaceted people in that area. Very much so. You've spoken about your accent and your music before. I can like definitely relate to it. How does it feel to see artists with the country swag get shine after us being like slept on for so long? Besides, like, you know, Money Bass getting shine, we have artists out of Memphis, but like other artists from the area outside of Memphis, how does it feel to kind of like see this particular part of the South starting to get a little bit of shine?
Everything's deep to me, so that's a deep question. But I would say because I would say it's deep because, of course, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. I'm not a hater, so I love to see the next person get put on. However, it's still about the message to me. And although it's like, oh, music shouldn't raise your kids, blah, 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 let's just be real. We in a time of social media. This is the era where that's popping. They're going to get exposure whether you want them to or not. And so it's about, again, community building, and those things are lacking to me. And so I just feel like I'm happy for them, but more balance needs to be brought to that side of the industry. In regards to all of us ain't Sexy Red, all of us ain't Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? And that's just honestly how I feel about it. Now, of course, I am, like I said, they from Memphis. I mean, Glorilla from Memphis. You feel me? So I'm happy about that. But I believe that more positive things could be put out for our Black women or little girls looking at that.
And I love the way you said it, because like nobody has solutions. Everybody like, this is trash. Right. You're like, we need to build community. Right. Okay, there is balance. We also need our conscious rep. Like, I definitely feel like we need everything. Like, some people feel like, oh, we shouldn't protest. I'm like, okay, we should protest and we should vote and we should run for office. We should also burn shit down from time to time. Like, I'm for the ratchet and I'm for the completely uppity. I feel like Black people, we are not a monolith. We need all that shit. So I definitely agree with you. Like, but
everybody ain't got to be the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lane for everybody. So just because, you know, that's their lane, I'm not saying take their lane away, but give the exact same light to a different lane.
Exactly. I feel you.
Yeah.
It all means that. So, who are some of your influences, like in terms of female rap, like specifically from the South and then overall being from Memphis?
Okay. I don't really have any specifically from the South. Let me just be completely real with you. Overall, I go to Lauryn Hill, and she is multifaceted. To me, she encompassed almost everything that I want to encompass, from, her being about Black community, her activism. It shines beyond just her stage presence, even though she late all the time. But even though she late all the time, other than that,
motherfuckers cold. They know they can be
right. But that has been, I would say, my biggest influence. I can't even put that in a region. That's my biggest influence. That's who I've always I ain't even gonna say modeled, but who I've kind of gotten inspiration from the most. Rhapsody up there with it. She's not from the South. Like, I don't necessarily have Southern models, I would say. I don't necessarily have that, but of course I'm coming from where Gangsta Boo from, and if you were to listen to Off Kilter, I still tap into that. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at Lauryn. That's it for me.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I see that in your rap a lot because you're very versatile as an artist in general. So I definitely see that. I'm like, okay, they're good.
Right.
So, who are your biggest inspirations, like as far as dream collaborators? Because that's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, who you admire isn't necessarily who you want to make music with. So, who would you love to collaborate with?
Who would I love to collaborate? Lauryn, of course. I would love to collaborate with J. Cole, but he's so popping right now. That's probably real far-fetched.
But at the same time, he be showing love, and he'll just randomly find something and be like, let me hop on this.
So J. Cole, I'm really fucking with Jid right now.
Yeah. Shout out Eastside.
Yeah, right. Really fucking with Jid right now.
Homie from back in the day, too. I'm going to link that interview as well.
Hey.
But yeah.
Yes, so I'm going to leave it at that. Those would be, to me, amazing collaborations. Again, tapping into just different things, different cadences, different structures, all of that. So
my dog is trying to make a cameo
right
in the camera. She's always there when I do shoots. So, speaking of like collaborations, I want to talk a little bit about being a woman from the South. Like, how has it been like navigating the world, like having the Southern accent, having the Southern way of style? Has it been like interesting? I noticed for me, there seems to be like sometimes a stigma on our intelligence just because like literally we talk slower. Like Crit talks about it from time to time.
Right.
Have you ever had that experience? Like, how has that been navigating it as an intelligent woman, as a woman that is, in the health field?
Okay, when you talk about it like that, when we talk about corporately, it was an issue at first, but you know how you have to learn to play the game. So still in that process as well of learning to play the game. So it hasn't been, and I wouldn't even say it was my speech per se, but just the overall who I am. I don't give a fuck that we're in corporate. Like,
yeah, I'm me.
I'm going to be
you hired me because I can do what I can do.
With the big shop, and I had just dyed my hair. They were like, what the fuck? Like, and we have litigation. Cause I don't give a fuck about your litigation. But what they gotta do with my hair? You know what I'm saying? So I get it from that point. You know what I'm saying? But I have not, I haven't necessarily experienced it more so on the artist side of things. I would say I've been blessed to have an experience where I'm accepted in a way. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, we're gonna run it back and keep it going.
All right.
Okay, so in regards to you being a counselor, and again more of that corporate, how do you balance like your corporate, like left-minded creative side with that? How do you balance your creative left-minded side with the right-minded corporate side? Because that can be like interesting for me. Like, it took me an interesting journey to realize, okay, there's Ariel Coverage that does, political writing, that does, press releases, media outreach, and then there's Video Vixen Visuals that love some rap shit, loves the, underground, all of that shit. How was your journey like balancing both?
It's difficult, I would say, in regards to the energy. But the person that I am, naturally, I compartmentalize. So it flows for me. I mean, of course, it gets difficult in each compartment. Like, you dealing with life shit, life is difficult. Dealing with these diagnoses at work, that shit is difficult. But I'm good at putting shit where in a box, in a way. Like, this is marked work. Yeah. And once I have closed that fucking box, I don't give a shit about that box. Now I'm focused on family. Now at the same time, if family come interrupt me while I'm at work, I'm irritated as fuck. So it's about compartmentalizing for me.
Real
and
shit.
As long as I can keep my compartments, I'm in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty much the short answer to that. It's just about compartmentalizing for me. That's how I balance.
And that's crazy ass confirmation, because my therapist literally told me yesterday, she was like, you got a lot of shit going on, so we're gonna have to work. Let's just compartmentalize. We're gonna work on that.
Yes, there's a place for my emotions.
Yes, it allows you to let go.
Yes, there's a place for me to be able to express, which is specifically where where Blk Mermaiiid is. Mm-hmm. Ariel T, that's specifically where I'm expressing through written word. So that's still a compartment, because Blk Mermaiiid is not mentioned there. Mm-hmm. Ariel is not mentioned here. Mm. So,
like, Sasha Fierce don't know Beyonce kids.
Right. Right. Sasha Fierce single as shit.
You feel me? Like, she's on another world. That's real.
Right.
So on that note, y'all, we are going to take a little break and do a part 2, because it's about to get deep out here. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to talk more about some real personal ass motherfucking journey ass real shit. The Aries are going to be connected on another motherfucking level. So y'all stay tuned and look out for part 2.